And then you can just either move these just a little bit around. I'm gonna put this right in the middle. And look at that, friends. We have spring rolls that look amazing with a sauce that took us less than 30 seconds to assemble. To another great episode of Rihanna's Cuisines. Today we're going to be making Yuka, or it's called Cassava, in coconut milk. And you can find this Cassava or Yuka in any of your Asian grocery stores, and they have fresh and they're frozen. Frozen works really well. I've got 2 cups of cassava here, or yuca roots, whatever you would like. It's in a group of a potato. It's got starch in it. It's very starchy, but it's got very good health benefits. And then we've got a cup of meat, shredded beef. And if you would like to see how I do that, there is a video on YouTube about how I share where you can make shredded meat. So watch my video for that. Then I've got a 14-ounce can of coconut milk. I've got regular 1 cup of milk here. I've got salt to taste. I've got 1 tomato here that we're gonna be crushing. I've got dried cilantro here. Now, the best thing with this recipe is using a fresh cilantro, and I didn't have any in the house. And I don't like using frozen cilantro, so I guess we will have to make do with the dried one that we have here. I've got 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and I've got a tablespoon of green chutney, or you can use jalapenos if you like. So let's get started. What I'm going to do here is, in my pot, I'm going to go ahead and add the 2 cups of cassava. Okay, and you don't have to pre-boil this or anything like that. So we're just going to add that in our pot, no oil, nothing. Then what we're going to do is go ahead and add our coconut milk in here. Okay, then what I'm quickly going to do is just quarter this tomato here. And fresh tomatoes work really, really well with this recipe. And I just bought the Magic Bullet here, and I think it's an amazing, amazing tool. Works really, really well for like individual shakes or just crushing tomatoes. So we're going to add our tomatoes in here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and season it with salt. And we're going to cover it and let it get really nice and tender, fork tender. And you can put this on the stove for the next 15-20 minutes. And when we come back, I'm going to show you how we're going to finish up this dish. So it's been about 20 minutes, and I wanted to show you how this cassava or yuca looks like. And this is important to check for doneness, so you can tell that it's really nice and fork tender at this point. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and add our milk in here. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and add our lemon juice, our green chutney, and our meat. gonna mix all this together. And you could use whipping cream if you like, if you want to make it more richer. You can add a little bit of whipping cream, half of the whipping cream and half of the milk, or you could use whipping cream altogether. Now we're gonna again cover this and again let this cook for another 10 minutes, and when we come back we're gonna check to see if we have enough salt in there, and then we're gonna be ready to serve this dish up. So here we've got this simmering. This is what it looks like. Beautiful. Very nice. All the cassava has broken down by itself, but say if you would have still seen chunks of cassava in there, you could either use a potato masher to mash it up, or just use your spoon and really go ahead and mash it all up. And if you wanted your cassava to be more white in color, then go ahead and omit the tomatoes. But for us in our home, I think it's really good to have the tomatoes in there, just because I feel the kids need every vegetable that they can get. So this is the way of disguising some of the vegetables inside my cooking. So we're gonna try this, and I'm gonna add some dried parsley on there. But it's gonna be really hot, so you have to be patient with me. This is definitely my best comfort food. On a cold winter day, a hot bowl of curried yuca or cassava with coconut cream. It can't get any better than that, folks. So here we have our finished product here. I'm gonna put it over here. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Hannah's Cuisines. Hope you can join me here next time with another great recipe. See you then, friends.